All right, how is everybody today? So today I'm out on the desert. I've got a couple of gold machines, 4 of them in total. I got 2 pulse induction, the Garrett Axiom and the GPX 6000. And I've got 2 VLFs. I've got the Minelab Manticore with a 9-inch coil, and I've got the XP Deus II with a 9-inch coil. Now, both of the PIs are wearing 11-inch coils. I've got the standard 11 on the 6000. I've got the 11 by 13 mono on the Garrett Axiom. So I've got a number of nuggets in the ground buried. Let's go look at the nuggets right now. All right, so we got nuggets ranging in size from 0.011 all the way up to 2.7 grams. So the way it is here, we got a 0.011, 0.10, 0.24, 0.5, 0.74, 0.95, and then a 2.7 gram that we're going to bury at different depths. And so what I've done is go ahead and bury these, and I've buried them based on some tests I've done in the past that I know the PIs will reach, and wanted to see if the VLFs will pick them up. So generally speaking, the difference between using a PI and a VLF is that the PI handles mineralization a lot better. Now I've pumped the DEUS II, we're at half on the mineralization bar, and so it's moderately mineralized, and this soil is also alkaline, so should be a pretty good test for these machines. Generally speaking, the PIs are probably going to do better than the VLFs, but if you're in a real trashy area, a VLF's going to have the advantage, and on the smaller stuff, the VLF should have the advantage. So we'll go over these nuggets that I showed you. I'll just tell you the depths as I go over them each time. Hopefully I remember them all right, but let's get going on the test. All right, first up, I've got the DEUS II running Goldfield. Already ground balanced. I'm going to pump the coil so you can see how mineralized the soil is here. So we're about half. We're not going to use any discrimination. We've got sensitivity at 95. Let's bump that up just a bit. We're using 40 max kilohertz. Iron volume 7, reactivity 2. We're going to bump that up 2.5 because of the mineralization. Audio response, I'm going to bump that up 2. And we can use a threshold. Put it at 9. You can hear it here with a hum. And we should be ready to go. So this first nugget, sorry the position of the sun's probably not going to cooperate too well, but this is the 0.011 right on top of the ground. So it is giving a response. All these are marked with pieces of glass when I buried them. So this is the 0.10, and it's buried at approximately an inch. So we may have to go deeper on that one, but let's just see what happens with the rest of the machines. We got the 0.24 at 4 inches because last time all the PIs could pick this up at 4 inches, so we're going to start at 4 inches. So DEUS II is giving a response. Then we've got the 0.50, so half a gram right here at 6 inches. So the DEUS II can pick that up at 6. We've got the 0.75 at 7 inches. So, I know, questionable, I don't know, sometimes it's louder, sometimes not. And then we've got the 0.95 at 8 inches. Looks like the DEUS will hit that. And then we got the 2.7 gram at 10 inches. So not going to pick that up. I'm going to bury this 0.10 a little bit deeper, go back over it, so I'll be right back. Okay, 0.10 is now at 1.5 inches. Now it's got a pretty good profile. If you saw it in the first of the video, it's got a pretty good profile, but it's got a hole in it. So we'll just leave it at 1.5 inches, see what the rest of the machines will do on it. Okay, so hopefully the sun... Alright, so hopefully the glare of the sun isn't too bad here on the Manticore. Hopefully you can see that screen, but I'm in Goldfield. We'll ground balance here real quick. Okay, so come up with 7. Recovery we're going to leave at 6. This pattern we'll leave stock. Ferris limits we'll leave stock, which is 1 bottom, 6 at the top, I believe that says. We'll just leave, I think, most everything else stock. And sensitivity we're going to run at 20. Okay, first up, we've got the .011 sitting on top of the ground. Manticore's getting that, no problem. Here is the .10 that's got a pretty good profile at 1.5 inches. Easy target. We've got the .24, basically a 1/4 gram at 4 inches. Negative numbers, but it is getting it. Okay, then we've got, so we've got some hot rocks here in places. This is pretty typical of the Manticore though, with that carbon fiber lower rod. I don't have another rod yet, but I've got one on order, so we'll see how it does when we get that in. But next up, so we're at .5 at 6 inches. Easy target. Positive numbers. We got the .74 at 7 inches. Negative numbers though, but it's getting it. We got the .95 at 8 inches. Gets that, and it's positive numbers. And then we've got the 2.7 gram at 10 inches. So none of the VLFs will get that at 10 inches at the moment. All right, let's get the PIs out. We'll try those. Okay, next up we got the Garrett Axiom. Let's see, let's ground balance first. All right, we're running fine mode. It's pretty stable, so we're not going to do a frequency scan. Got the normal audio, and we got speed slow. So we should be ready to go here. Sensitivity is 1 bar from the top. All right, here is the .011 sitting on top of the ground. Now these monocoils on the Axiom are a little more sensitive to the edges and the tips, so we'll try this number of places, see if we can get it. Yeah, not going to pick that up. Now maybe the small amount of wood, I don't think so, but today we're just testing these bigger coils. So here is the .24 at 1.5 inches. That's going to be a no-go with the Axiom. Here's the .24, no, .5. Let's see, we had oh no, it's the .24. .24 at 4 inches. kind of an odd shaped nugget too. It's kind of long and skinny, so Axiom is not going to pick that up. Then we got the .50 at 6 inches. That's an easy target for the Axiom. Okay, and then we got the .74 at 7 inches. Easy target. .95 at 8 inches. Nice sounding signal there, and the 2.7 gram at 10. No issues. So let's turn this off real quick, and we'll grab the GPX 6000. I mean, a few observations already is that with smaller stuff, the PIs are having problems with, whereas the VLFs will have no problem. But the deeper, bigger nuggets, the VLFs are having a hard time picking up so far. The GPX 6000 may be the tell-all, so we'll get that out here in just a second. Okay, got the 6000 out. We're running normal mode. I've already ground balanced. Looks like we've got a little bit of EMI somewhere causing some spikes, but anyway, sensitivity 1 down from the top because of the EMI, and I think that's about all we need to know there. So here is the, we better turn this down just a bit. Okay, here is the .011 on top of the ground. See if this thing's running stable. Okay, .10011 on top of the ground. That's a no-go. Here's the .10 at 1.5 inches. Like I said, this nugget's got a hole in it. A little difficult for some machines to find. I think I actually found this with the Manticore. Probably got a hot rock over here or something, but I'm gonna say that's a no-go. Here's the .24. This thing's having some real problems. Let's do we're gonna do a noise cancel before we go any further here. Okay. Ground balance again. All right, here's the .24 at 4 inches. GPX is getting that, whereas the Axiom wouldn't. And we've got the .50 at 6 inches. Easy target. Here's the .74 at 7 inches. So it gets that. .95 at 8. Gets that. 2.7 gram at 10. So it gets that. All right, let me turn these off, make a few comments, and we'll be right back. All right, just a couple of comments. So, I mean, from the looks of it, like I said before, you've got a hole where VLFs do better on smaller items, smaller pieces of gold. but the PIs do better on the deeper, bigger pieces because of the mineralization. But there is, so looking at the PIs, the GPX and the Axiom were pretty dang close in performance, other than that 0.24 gram. And that 0.24 gram is like a long piece of wire gold. So a little bit tougher for the Axiom to pick up, but the GPX did get it. So I think what you need to look at in most of these areas where you hunt gold is having two good machines, a good VLF and a good PI. You have either the Garrett Axiom or the GPX 6000. And then, in my opinion, the VLF that I would pick is the Manticore, but the DEUS is doing okay on these too. Well, not quite a strong response on some of them, but they were, you know, they were there, and I think you'd dig those targets. So if you're in a trashy area, obviously you're gonna want a VLF, or an area where there's a lot of small gold, you're gonna wanna go VLF. If you've got deeper, bigger nuggets, then in my opinion, PI is the way to go. Or if you've got an area that doesn't have a lot of trash, and you're only going to be hitting nuggets most likely, then use a PI. So that's the video for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.